The series is tied and the stakes are high. Thanks for joining us. I'm Harrison Favero, and this is ENN Now.
And I'm JJ Stinn. The Thunder have tied up their Western Conference semifinal matchup against the Denver Nuggets 2-2. Losing Game 1 in OKC and Game 3 in Denver, the Thunder's 2 wins came from a blowout game in Game 2, and Game 4 came down to a clutch performance with guys like Cason Wallace and Alex Caruso coming up big. With both Wallace and Caruso on the court in Game 4, the Thunder had a 59.3 net rating and lost the minutes with the two off the court. Aaron Wiggins also had a big game, shooting 50% from 3 and having multiple clutch rebounds. The Thunder's big Game 2 win featured their usual record-breaking performances, scoring the most points in a playoff half, having the most players to score in a playoff game, and the most players to score 10 or more in a playoff game. With the series tied, it will head back to OKC for a mini 3-game series, where the Thunder will only have to win 2 games. If the series goes to 7, they will host 2 of the final 3. Game 5 will be on the 13th in OKC at 8:30, with Game 6 being on the 15th in Denver with an undetermined time.
Tulsa's Cassia Hall Preparatory School is celebrating a unique connection to the newly elected Pope Leo XIV, formerly known as Robert Prevost. According to the Tulsa's News on 6, Prevost served on its board of directors from 1999 to 2001. This connection highlights a local tie to the first American to lead the Catholic Church. The newly elected Pope spent most of his ministry in Peru, and he later held positions in Rome. Cassia Hall is an Augustinian school. Prevost previously led the Augustinian order.
If you use the service 23andMe to test your DNA, the Attorney General has a warning for you. ENN's Banning Letzenberger tells us why.
Oklahoma Attorney General Gantner Drummond is alerting Oklahomans about a risk to the privacy of their genetic information. 23andMe filed bankruptcy last month. The company, which collects and analyzes the DNA of users, has stated its intent to sell off its corporate assets, a decision that may include its genetic testing material. The implication of selling this off to the highest bidders is a worry for Oklahomans. Drummond advised concerned Oklahomans to log onto their 23andMe site and delete their data immediately.
Oklahoma is facing a lawsuit over controversial social studies standards. ENN's Kinsey Click explains why.
Oklahoma is currently in the center of a legal battle over its social studies curriculum following a lawsuit filed by former Attorney General Mike Hunter. The lawsuit is challenging revisions to the state standards and how they were adopted. Hunter says the state superintendent of public instruction, Ryan Walters, didn't follow state law when he presented the revised standard to the State Board of Education.
Students won't be able to have cell phones in class next year. ENN's Jocelyn McKee tells us about the new law aimed at digital distractions.
Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt has signed a bill that requires schools to adopt a bell-to-bell electronic devices ban for the 2025-26 school year. The ban will become optional in the 2026-27 school year, with the policy must limit the use of smartphones, watches, smart glasses, headphones, laptops, and tablets. Districts may choose to opt out of the ban, but otherwise must have a plan to keep the devices out of students' hands during class.
What is meat? Oklahoma wants to make that clear for consumers. ENN's Alyssa Carter tells us about the new food labeling laws.
A new Oklahoma law requires clear labels for plant and insect-based fake meat products. Under the new law, manufacturers can't call products meat that don't come from animals, things like chicken, beef, tuna, etc. Supporters of the new law say it will help avoid any false advertising in the industry. While plant-based meat alternatives are common, currently aren't any insect-based meat alternatives on the market in Oklahoma. Anyone who doesn't will be faced with a misdemeanor in the law. The law will take effect November 1st.
According to the National Weather Service in Norman this week, we are looking at warmer weather with a high of 94 and a low of 54. We are also expecting low chances of storms towards the end of the week. This comes after Oklahoma experienced record amounts of rain in April.
That's all the time we have today. Thanks for joining us for ENN Now this year. We'll be back again next school year.
But we still have more student stories coming out before the school year wraps, so keep checking our website and social media pages for more news from our team of student journalists.